All right, what's up, you guys? It's been a long time coming. So it's been a while since I've actually, let me turn this down actually. So it's been a while since I've had an update video on what was going on any of my stuff. So there's my Accord. Got a couple packages there that are important to this video. A lot's gone on. I have shot some footage. It's probably been a little over 2 years since I've actually done any serious work to the Accord. Has been sitting over here at my buddy's house for a while. He's been working on fabricating some things for me and cleaning up some of the fit and finish work on this car. It's in the process of getting a front bash bar and a bunch of other goodies made up for it. In that time, I have taken those A2B mounts and I had them C.A.D. If you followed me, you know that I've been working long and hard to get A2B mounts made, something custom, something that works with just about anybody's stuff. Like I said, I've shot some footage that I never released in the last year or so. So I might make a video going back and forth in the future about what happened and how my cars got here. In the last video I did post 2 years ago, you would have seen me drive the car. There was a video before the car drive where Dana actually made a video and I was with him and I recorded footage, but he did a better job, so I just let him do his job. This is a hobby for me. So he took some footage of him and his process of making the mounts, installing them in my car, and trying to get our car, get my car running before Race Wars. That unfortunately didn't happen. There was a lot of mechanical and electrical issues that I had to deal with that weren't related to anything that I had done at that time. It was just stuff I had to figure out. Bad maiden relay, replace that. Chasing miscellaneous sensors that were dead. I've fixed all that since then. So yeah, without further ado, I usually do an unboxing video for these type of things, but I'm kind of pressed on time. It's the Easter weekend, so got Easter egg hunts and all types of other stuff going on. So for this one, we're gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna cut it as short as possible. So box number 1 and box number 2. These are the old mounts. Shout out to Seth Witte. He came in clutch. I asked him a while back if he would be able to take the mounts that I had made for this car and turn them into a CAD file so that I could send them to this company right here, SendCutSend, to have them machine me parts out of, or laser cut me parts. And then my buddy we're doing this work on will probably weld these together for me. If not, teach me a little bit more welding so I'm more confident in my skills to do it myself. This box has the old mounts that were powder coated after, so now they'll look nice and shiny. So in this video, we'll call it an unboxing video or an update video or something. We'll just go ahead and dive right in. So we'll open up this box real quick. I know if you follow me on Facebook, you would have seen, or the 3Gs group in Facebook, I posted these a couple days ago and just never opened them. So really thorough packing job. So this was the rear T-bracket that Dana made for me. Dana, big shout out to you again for always taking care of me. So here's that bracket. I'll have to find the pictures of what they look like when I sent them into Seth, but it for sure wasn't powder coated like this and it looked like crap. So not because anything was like wrong with it, but it just was steel and I hadn't painted it or anything, so it had rusted. But that's nice and shiny. And then this is the intermediate, or no, this is going to be the transmission mount, which is also very important. These two mounts are probably the most important mounts in here, due to the fact that they will help greatly with the ability to put all-wheel drive transmission parts in the car later. So I already have the all-wheel drive tranny in there, or transmission in there. We'll go ahead and this mount will be adapted to use for that transmission, so that if you want to do a B series all-wheel drive transmission with a full B series swap, you should be able to use this mount. So this will come in clutch later. The front wheel drive mounts aren't flat like this one here. So this is completely flat, as you can see. So that makes a huge difference. So front wheel drive mount will not fit that. Plus the cable and the hydro trannies are different too. So this mount will help with the hydro all-wheel drive transmission setup. And then finally, this is the last one, and this is the third mount slash bracket, which is the intermediate half shaft. So this mounts onto the back of the block. On these, this goes to the back of the block right here with a couple 10 mils, and then this is the plate where the intermediate half shaft mounts to. So big shout out for having these powder coated. I appreciate you, Seth. There's nothing more and I can say I like an awe above and beyond. You're just great person overall. So now, without further ado, we'll do this one here. So as you can see, this came, I think Seth had my parts for maybe a month and a half. Not very long at all, really. After he was done drafting them in a computer program, and he told me they were ready, he got me a price quote, which was relatively inexpensive, all things considering. And he sent the files out and had them cut. They were to my door within 7 to 8 business days of me actually paying for them. So that's cool. This is my first time doing business with SendCutSend. I've been wanting to do business with them for a while since I've seen their stuff. I thought it would be very helpful to us moving on in the future as a 3Gs community. Having a ability to send a CAD file to somebody and have them just run the parts will make things easier in life. So without further ado, let's take a look at it. So of course they gave me some candy. I'll probably eat that here in a second, and a nice sticker. Gotta love the stickers. I have a ton of these, so now I gotta figure out a place to put it. But as you can see, it's all laser cutted out. They're all stamped. They all match the same sizes. It's like a puzzle piece. So each one of these is just a bracket that goes in between, and then you'll weld it to the flat steel place, and then you'll weld everything up together, and boom, one day you'll have a completed mount. Now, I know between me and Seth, we had discussed that the T-bracket still needs some changing. So this isn't the full version of the T-bracket. If you turn it to the side, you can kind of see how thin that sheet metal is. The reason why we did this was to keep the product small, but we were also unsure about measurements. So what I'll be doing with this is I will actually be test fitting this in the place of this mount, because if you look, that's what we're actually, it's more like, yeah, more like this. So this is the stock one modified to fit the B series all-wheel drive. It was just cut. Another piece of steel was added and welded into place, and then the bolt holes were matching the all-wheel drive transmission. So he had the painstaking task of converting this stamped steel piece into a flat steel piece with the proper bends. Yes, SendCutSend not only does flat laser table pieces like these here, but they can also do things that have more dimension to it, that you need a brake press to bend the metal that we did. So like I said, you can see this is flimsy, so that's for sure not as thick as this thing is, but this is literally a prototype. So if the measurements and all the holes and everything are in the right place, then I will send input back. I will send this to Seth, and then we will go ahead and continue on with the next phase of getting this to be a little bit thicker to support what we got going on here. Hopefully, probably add bracing structures and all those type of things to make up for distances and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's where we're at. So that's the unboxing video. What I'm going to do now is probably jump out of this. I got to install these parts because I'll be moving this car here soon. So there's not really much to see there, but there's other progress coming on and some other footage that I'll be shooting for a whole nother series of Accord related things where this specific mount and this specific mount, these mounts will come into big play moving forward. Regarding just B-Series things and B-Series all-wheel drive stuff. So that's where that's headed. That should be cool. So I won't show you an install on those parts. I mean, there's already a video for that. If there's not, I will go back through my footage and I'll show you how that was all set up. The only real difference in these mounts here are they've been powder coated. So these are the same mounts that Dana made it. They were just sent out, powder coated, measured, and turned into a CAD file. This is the new CAD file, so 2.0 version of those mounts. I'm sure people are curious, so before I hop off, I'll go through it and disclose some things. You can see that this is actually, now that I'm looking at their address, I might have to stop by there. I have family in Nevada, actually in Reno, and I go to Reno all the time. So that's good to know. So that's actually not too bad, and I'll keep that in mind for future reference. Well, back to where I was getting at. So they send you this nice itemized line list of all the parts you ordered with the pricing and the total numbers. As you can see in the pricing here, for all the little pieces, it really wasn't as expensive as I had thought it was going to be. So, and this is the mild steel that we use to make the T-bracket. So you can see there's all a file for everything, price for everything, and skip all that. We'll go over here and we'll look at the pricing here. So you can see that with shipping to my house, which ain't bad, was $115.94. So I will say that this is $116 to have these parts cut and sent to my house next or in 7 business days. You're not going to be able to beat that for the money. So for future reference, if anybody's interested or wondering if this company is a good company or a scam or anything like that, so far so good. This does not look too far from the stuff that I have here. So let's see. This is this mount. Well, it's flipped over. So yeah, this is this part right here. So you can see the bolt holes and the design's kind of similar. And then these are the little tabs that you will drop. This will drop into these slots, and then you'll weld a round tube on there for an insert for your polyurethane mount. So that's cool. And then these two here will go right here into here, weld it together, and it will make this intermediate half shaft mount. So you can see that this actually is the same. They're all upside down in the packaging, but yeah, once you flip them over, it'll be the same. So matter of fact, why am I being lazy? I have the box cutter. Why not just open this? Because I can. To see how it matches up. So there it is. So now it's out. we'll do this one first because it's the easiest one to match up. We'll flip this over so you guys can see it, and then you can see that this pretty much sits on top of it like that. So within reason. I mean, this is obviously not the best place to measure stuff, but I mean, those holes line up. So the only thing I'll have to do, obviously, that they didn't do is weld the nuts on the back, but that's not hard. Nuts are relatively cheap, so and if they hold here on this mount, they'll hold on that new version. So there's that. So I'm not going to open the rest of them. I just wanted to show you that one so you can kind of get an idea of where that was headed. But yeah, I mean, here we go, the next step in the process. So shout out to everybody that's been involved in this: Dana, Seth, Jeremy for making the spacer for the flywheel for the A2B plate. So like I said, big things happening. It's slow going, but you know, when you're funding project cars by yourself, you gotta come up with shit on your own. So here we are. But I got some work to do, and here it is. You know, as always, like and subscribe. You know where to find me. Right here working on this car, on this channel. Deuces.
They told me I wasn't gonna get far. So I told them like this: look, my adversaries crumble when we rumble. It's a catastrophe on anybody who tryna hate, come and blast at me. I've been in this for a minute. See how I graduated from rookie to beginner, but now I'm winning on the road. Backing up and selling our shows, but let's rewind the tape a bit and let them all know who came to rock the floor. Jay, who knocks the most. Willis, I creep up on the come up, whether they hate it or feel this. Next in line to come and battle me quick. Man, you don't wanna see me in this circle. I'm killing you, kid. Young Jay, I'm bad.